Hi guys, it's the last day of SEMA and we managed to catch up with Will from MSS. If you've been following the channel, you know that we really love this suspension, and we actually had the development kits on our M3 and M5, and I've been raving about it since I've had it. And we've also shown you data as to why this suspension works so well. So while we've got the man in front of us, let's have a chat and hear his way of explaining the product. Hi Will, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks very much for dropping by.
No worries.
Yeah, so as you know, you've got it on your M5 and also on your other vehicles as well. But essentially what MSS is that you take your original factory springs. On the rear, you have a single spring. And what we do is we offer you two springs that are stacked, and the stacked arrangement simply means that where the one spring would or normally be holding up the vehicle, you have the ability for the orange spring to hold up the vehicle most of the time. When you're cornering, however, the black spring, which is slightly stiffer, kicks in to really give you that feel that the car is almost flat, and you can really go faster, quicker on a race circuit or even on your favorite roads. But of course, when you come up on roads that are really bumpy, the orange spring just cushions up the ride, and it really is hard to believe it's the same thing that does the work until you feel it. And as you find and I watch your videos as well, and I could see on your M5 you were actually having fun and you were smiling, you were talking about the exhaust going. I thought, that's exactly it. You should be enjoying your car, and that's what it's all about.
Well, yeah, we did the development one on our car for a good few months. I think we did about 3,000-4,000 miles, and when you took it back off, I was actually upset. I was like, I need it back on. I couldn't wait to get it back on. So that's always a good sign of a good change to the car.
So that is what we do on the rear. Now, one of the key reasons about our rear products really is that it's modular. So if you decide actually, I want to go stiffer, take the orange off, we'll give you a stiffer orange spring in case you want to go on a race circuit, for example, and then straight away you have a much more stiffer setup to be able to drive your car a little bit more aggressive. Or should you add more power? I mean, these cars nowadays, they can go into insane power. You think, actually, I'm going to add a bit more power. I need the suspension to be a little bit more stiffer, a bit more capable. We can again give you something a little bit more stiffer. And
so that is essentially your launch control product. So that's for drag racing to prevent the car from squatting. So then it gets more grip.
More grip. You can launch the car much harder and hardly any squat, and it just picks up and it just goes and goes and goes. Yeah. So that's essentially what we do. On the front, we give you, again, factory comes with a single spring. We'll give you a single spring as well, but we add an adjuster into the equation that allows you to be able to lower the car exactly where you want. In some cases, it may be for aesthetics, but in some cases, there's actually a purpose of perhaps you want to corner balance the car and you think, actually, I want the nose down a little bit more, the rear a little bit down, or I want to corner balance the vehicle because the front rear ratio might not be right, or the diagonal ratio might not be right. It's a bit like a coilover.
Yeah. So the other advantage your kit has, which I don't think we've touched on, is the fact that you can run it at standard ride height.
Absolutely.
Other spring adjustable kits, they lower a minimum of a certain amount and a maximum of a certain amount, but some people want the extra handling, but they don't want the ride height, and no one's done this before, and this is the first time you're actually able to do this.
Absolutely, it's a very good point indeed. So we can return the vehicle back to the original factory ride height, and that's what we do, and that's something that we make sure we engineer into each product. In some territories, for example New Zealand or Australia, you have to maintain a minimum ride height, so you cannot lower too much. And some of those territories, our product is ideal for that. And of course, in the European market, you lower it for the summer, and in the winter you need to raise it for road clearance, snow, and so on and so forth. So it's ideal for that. And one thing most people don't realize is that the original factory ride height is actually very good for clearance and of course for comfort. So when I was developing the solution in the first place 10 years ago, I thought, well, I want to lower it, but actually I want to bring it back to the ride height where the factory left it, should I need it, and that's why I engineered into it.
And obviously, this is the first time I've seen this, so you're keeping this a secret. I've not even heard about this. So do you want to tell us about what this is?
I've been working on this for the last 2.5 years. It's internally designed, it's going to be internally produced. So we've always advocated keeping the original factory shocks because, to my mind, it works very well, especially if you go electronic
damping.
That's right, so it works very well. But increasingly, we get customers saying, actually, if only you can do something about the shocks, because we would like to see something a little bit different. So taking lots and lots of feedback and produce this is the first prototype, which is actually going to go on my car. Produce something that I believe is a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit more geared towards the performance side of things, but of course some of the styling cues, up to 100mm worth of adjustment capability. This simple shock, single shock, can go on sports cars as well as SUVs.
Okay.
That's why we've built all that capability into it in terms of high lowering. There's going to be a threaded part which is going to allow you to be able to have the end links on a thread. That simply
okay,
means
so you don't have to buy separate drop links.
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
So, again, if you lower the car,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen that before.
no, you wouldn't have at all. No, you wouldn't have. So, pretty much everyone in the market at the moment, unless of course you go into the racing world, in a high-end racing world, the threaded shocks, it doesn't actually take advantage of the fact that you can actually have your end links on a threaded shocks. That allows you to reduce the thread length according to what you need if you've really lowered the car excessively.
Okay, and what kind of level are you pitching these at? Is this like a Bilstein B16 KWV3 or higher?
No, much higher. This is really going to be more towards the club sports end, for those who are really serious, so serious power, seriously want to go drag racing or use their vehicle on a circuit. But it's going to be pretty much at that level.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Will, thanks for your time. Hope you have a successful rest of the show.
Absolutely.
And we'll speak soon.
Thank you very much. Okay. And thanks for dropping by. Cheers.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys have any other cars you want us to cover at SEMA, please let us know. If you'd like to watch more SEMA videos, you can click over here. If you want to watch anything that YouTube suggests you might like, you can click over here.